Alright guys, so we're going to use Adobe Animate for this project, and I'm just going to scrub through this using my playhead, but we're going to be doing a Pac-Man animation just so you get familiar with the tools and things that to create a character. So the first thing I'm going to start off with is a new document. When you open Adobe Animate, it usually gives you some options for sizing, okay? Under the education, we want to do standard video, which is 1280 by 720p. That would be 16 by 9 ratio. You would hit create. All right, it's going to give you a blank document, and I just use my control plus or minus on a PC or command plus and minus to zoom in and out. Okay, there's also right here I can fit in window, same thing. Okay. All right, so above me is my timeline, and I am currently in Classic. Okay, so there's different workspaces up in this left-hand corner. I'm going to be in Classic. I'd like you to be in Classic as well, just so you have a good reference. Your panels are all going to be the same. Okay, starts you out with a layer. This is similar, like when we've done animations in Photoshop. This timeline is kind of similar to that because you have a layer right here. I can call this background, or actually BG. BG is the abbreviation for background. And then I can go ahead and I can choose to go ahead and add a solid background color. I have it set to black because the Pac-Man game is black. And then I am using the rectangle tool. You can tap R on your keyboard. The current color is filled with black. This is the stroke color. And so this is kind of similar to Adobe Illustrator, or, you know, similar to Photoshop. You got your set, you know, instead Photoshop, it's your foreground color and then your background color. And this is a 2D vector program, okay, for animation. I'm going to also check on this object draw. Left click on that. And so when you do object draw, if I click off of it here, let's show you right here. Here's a black. And then I'm just going to go ahead and do another black square. Okay, so this is basically, it will merge the two together. So when I left click on it, they're both together. So that's called merging. It's really by default, you're always set to merge. I'm going to hit delete. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my rectangle tool. I'm going to select the object. Okay, so now this is object mode. And so when I draw my rectangles, I go back to my selection tool. Now they are separate. So it's really up to you. I think object mode is nice because it's great for being able to keep your pieces separate and being able to move them independently. There's great things about the merge as well. So if I go back here and I merge, and then let me choose a different fill color. I have to select off of that, and then I can go in, because otherwise it's going to change the color, but I'm going to do a red. And then I'm going to do a red circle. Okay, so two different colors. I select on that. So with the merge option, see, it's going to eat away at that. So if you're trying to create shapes, like maybe there's a certain type of shape you want to create, and it would be harder to just draw this, but I can go ahead and use another shape and I can delete away at it. So this is great for making a mouth or just some kind of oddball shape that you need, because a lot of times I would do that, because like for a mouth, then I could go ahead and I could do change it to black, and then I'm going to turn this into somebody's mouth, and then I use the selection tool and boom, I have a mouth or a semicircle. Okay, so it just depends on the way you want to use it. I tend to like the object one because yeah, it just really depends on what you're doing. So versus the merge function in Adobe Animate.